You're hard-headed out here in society.
That's right.
They want to keep Easter, like Mr. Damon say, happy Easter. They almost cut me out when I left Family Dollar. Coming from church. That will go on in society today. A lot of people are backwards. They're going away backwards, serving the unknown God.
That's right.
That's right.
I'll get all honor to the Most High God. Y'all, through his son Yeshua, proper honor to our pastor and our elder, our teacher, and our leader, Elder Tony Smith. Proper honor to the minister of the Well God Church. Thank the Lord for it. They left no Bible for me to preach today. But I got a woman preacher. Here I come. Proper honor to all the mothers, all the brethren, all the sisters, all the children, and all those that want to be saved. Even to the sinners. I thank the Lord for you. As I always say, you are the wind beneath my wings. You keep me standing. But at this time, without further ado, I'd like to thank the Lord for the word that I heard throughout this feast for these wonderful ministers.
Amen.
They keep it tight on me. I had to wait till the last day. But hey, we're going to see what the Lord got for us today.
Yes, sir.
We'll start off. Give me Acts. Give me Acts chapter 27. We'll start with Acts chapter 27, verse 1. Thank the Lord for the feast of unleavened bread.
Yes,
thank the Lord for understanding why we know what we do.
Yes, sir.
Another thing, you go to service, you don't even know what you worship. Thank the Lord that we had a sacrifice. A lot of people, they want to come test it. They want to say, where's y'all sacrifice since y'all keeping the Sabbath? Well, they got me tied up. If I don't got no sacrifice, then I'm in error, correct? If you ain't got no sacrifice of what you're offering, you in error. And if you can't prove what you in, you in error. And your mouth going to be stopped. But I thank the Lord that my mouth ain't going to be stopped because I got this book.
Man.
I got this book and it's going to talk to the nation today. This is Acts the Apostle chapter 27, verse 1. Listen to the Bible.
And when it was determined that we should sail into Italy, they delivered Paul and certain other prisoners unto one named Julius, a centurion of Augustus's band.
Yes.
And entering into a ship of Adramyttium, we launched, meaning to sail by the coast of Asia. One, Aristarchus, a Macedonian of Thessalonica, being with us. And the next day we touched at Sidon.
Go ahead.
And Julius courteously entreated Paul and gave him liberty to go into his friends to refresh himself. And when he had launched from thence, we sailed into Cyprus because the winds were contrary.
The winds were contrary. And what happened, Mr. Damon? What happened?
And when we had sailed over the sea of Sicilia and Pamphylia, we came to Myra, a city of Lycia.
Give me verse 10, Mr. Damon.
Yes, sir. And said unto them,
What did Paul say unto them?
Sirs, I perceive that this voyage will be with hurt and much damage, not only of the lading and ship, but also of our lives.
Now Paul telling the men, he said, look here, this journey that we on, it's going to be much damage. The ship going to get tossed, but we're going to save our life. But our life will be in damage on this journey. We'll be in danger on this journey. You jump over and give me 1 Corinthians chapter 10 at verse 1.
Amen.
1 Corinthians chapter 10 at verse 1.
Amen.
I'm here to testify to the saints of that's called the Most High God. This journey that we on, it's gonna be a lot of winds that's gonna blow, but we're gonna have our lives is gonna be saved.
Amen.
If you hold on, if you stay on the ship, your life will be saved.
Amen.
But you got to get on the ship.
That's right.
And they say the love boat.
That's right.
1 Corinthians chapter 10 at verse 1. Listen to the Bible.
Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant, how that our fathers were under the cloud.
They was under the cloud.
And all passed through the sea.
They passed through the sea.
And were all baptized.
And they was baptized.
Unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea. And did all eat the same spiritual meat.
They all ate the same spiritual meat.
And did all drink the same spiritual drink.
Yes.
For they drank of that spiritual rock.
And that rock was who?
That followed them. And that rock was Christ.
Go ahead.
But with many of them, God was not well pleased.
For with many of them, God was not well pleased.
For they were overthrown in the wilderness.
Yes.
Now these things were our examples.
Now these things were our example.
To the intent. We should not lust after evil things.
Yes.
As they also lusted. Neither be ye idolaters.
As what?
As were some of them.
Yes.
As it is written.
What's written?
The people sat down to eat and drink.
They sat down to eat and drink.
And rose up to play.
Now, in the situation, we took the Lord's Supper. We ate bread. We took bread. He sanctified the bread, and we took a cup. And we took the Lord's communion. We took his blood. But at the same time, a lot of people, they get up After the cup, they still get up and play. This is dangerous. This thing right here was our example that we shouldn't do those things no more.
That's right.
Keep going, Brother Chris.
Neither let us commit fornication.
As what?
As some of them committed.
Yes.
And fell in one day, 3 and 20,000. Neither let us tempt Christ.
Yes.
As some of them also tempted. And were destroyed of serpents.
Give me verse 16.
16?
Yeah.
Amen.
16.
The cup of blessing.
The cup of blessing.
Which we bless.
Which we bless.
Is it not the communion of the blood of Christ?
Yes.
The bread which we break.
The bread that we took.
Is it not the communion of the blood of Christ?
Is it not? Go ahead, Brother Chris.
For we being many are one bread.
Yes.
And one body.
And one body.
For we are all partakers of that one bread.
Yes.
Behold, Israel, after the flesh, are not they which eat of the sacrifices partakers of the altar?
Those things that we just took, it was similar to what happened back over in the Old Testament, what they say is done away with. But without those things, we have no understanding of what we're doing today. Our purpose and our goal is to get understanding of what we need. You jump over, that was 1 Corinthians chapter 10.
Amen.
Mr. Damon, you jump over, give me keep right there, Acts 27. Keep reading. What verse you at?
Verse 11.
This is Acts of the Apostles chapter 27 at verse 11. Listen to the Bible.
Nevertheless,
the
centurion believed the master and the owner of the ship more than those things which were spoken by Paul.
Yes.
And because the haven was not commodious to winter in, the more part advised to depart thence also.
Yes.
If by any means they might attain to Phineas, and there to winter.
Yes.
Which is an haven of Crete, and lieth toward the southwest and northwest. And when the south wind blew softly, supposing that they had obtained their purpose, loosened thence,
yes,
they sailed close by Crete.
Go ahead, Mr. Damon.
But not long after, there arose against it a tempestuous wind.
A tempestuous wind.
Called Euroclydon.
Yes.
And when the ship was caught and could not bear up into the wind,
what happened?
We let her drive.
Y'all know what that means, right? We let the what? We let the wind just take her. We let the wind just take her. That's how we got to be sometimes. We got to let this word just take her. Once the man of God get it, hey, once he move, the wind got to take it. But if you want to put your anchor down, you don't want to go, you ain't going to be saved. Keep going, Mr. Daniel.
And running under a certain island, which is called Claudia.
Yes.
We had much work to come by the boat. Which when they had taken up, they used helps.
Go ahead.
Undergirding the ship. And fearing lest they should fall into the quicksand. Straight sail, and so were driven.
Go ahead, Mr. Damon.
And we, being exceedingly tossed with the tempest.
Yes.
The next day they lighted the ship.
They lighted the ship.
And the third day we cast out
with
our own hands the tackling of the ship.
So when they say they lighted the ship, that means they have what? Turn me down a little bit, just a little bit. And when they lighted the ship, they said what? We got to get rid of some stuff, right? Because this stuff right here is what? It's holding us down. What else they did, Minister Damon?
And the third day we cast out with our own hands the tackling of the ship.
They cast out the tackle.
And when neither sun nor stars in many days appeared,
yes,
and no small tempest lay on us, all hope that we should be saved was then taken away.
Man, that's a sad. When you out, I don't know how. There's a lot of fishermen. We got fishermen. We got Brother John was a fisherman. When you out there on the sea, you ain't got no sun. You ain't got no. Turn me down a little bit. Listen a little bit. We ain't got no sun. We ain't got no stars. We don't even know where we going. And you will be in fear when you have no clue where you're going. Go ahead, Mr. Damon.
But after long abstinence,
yes,
Paul stood forth in the midst of them.
What did Paul tell these people when the storm was going on, when the storm of life was raging? What did Paul tell them, Mr. Damon?
And said, Sirs, ye should have hearkened unto me.
You should have listened to what I said.
And not have loosed from Crete. And to have gained this harm and loss.
Yes.
And now I exhort you to be of good cheer.
Please be of good cheer.
For there shall be no loss of any man's life among you,
yes,
but of the ship.
Yes.
For there stood by me this night the angel of God.
What did he say? What did the angel say?
Whose I am and whom I serve, saying,
what did he say?
Fear not.
Fear not.
Paul, thou must be brought before Caesar.
Yes.
And lo, God hath given thee all them that sail with thee. Wherefore, sirs, be of good cheer.
What verse you at, Mr. Damon?
25. For I believe God that it shall be even as it was told me.
Yes.
Howbeit we must be cast upon a certain island. But when the 14th night was come, as we were driven up and down in Adria.
That 14 night is what? That's spark our ears, right? 14 night. Hey.
That's right.
Go ahead, Mr. Damon.
About midnight,
the
shipmen deemed that they drew near to some country, and sounded, and found it 20 fathoms.
20 fathoms. Give me that verse 28, Mr. Damon.
It's 28.
Oh, right on it. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. And sounded, and found it 20 fathoms.
Yes.
And when they had gone a little further,
yes,
they sounded again, and found it 15 fathoms.
15 fathoms.
Then fearing lest we should have fallen upon rocks, they cast 4 anchors out of the stern, and wished for the day. And as the shipmen were about to flee out of the ship, when they had let down the boat into the sea.
Now, it come right now. All hope is beginning to what? Begin to get lost. If these winds are not being able to save us, what the best thing that you should do? When the Twin Tower fell, what they were doing? They were jumping out of the building. They felt I can have a better chance probably if I leave. In the same situation, when all hope is lost, these men was getting ready to what? Get out the ship. But what Paul told them, Mr. Damon? All this is for a reason. I just want y'all to just pay attention. Y'all please just stay up for a minute, and I'm going to get to my point. What? Go ahead, Mr. Damon. What happened?
Verse 31.
Yeah.
Paul said to the centurion and to the soldiers,
yes,
except these abide in the ship, ye cannot be saved.
If the way of God church, if you don't abide on the ship, you cannot be saved. That's just Bible. That's just flat-footed. If you don't abide on the ship, you cannot be saved. Mr. Damon, you jump over. Give me Jonas. No, I'm sorry. Give me Matthew. Matthew chapter 12. Matthew chapter 12, about verse 35. Let's take a trip right quick. I won't be before you long. This is Matthew chapter 12 at verse 35.
Amen.
Listen to the Bible.
A good man out of the good treasure of the heart.
Damon, go ahead, Chris. You can read something too. Okay, go ahead, Mr. David.
A good man out of the good treasure of the heart bringeth forth good things.
Yes.
And an evil man out of the evil treasure bringeth forth evil things. But I say unto you,
that
every idle word that men shall speak,
yes,
they shall give account,
yes,
thereof in the day of judgment. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned. Then certain of the scribes and of the Pharisees answered, saying,
yes,
Master,
we
would see a sign from thee.
Please give me a sign of thee.
But he answered and said unto them,
what did Jesus Christ say to these people that wanted a sign?
An evil and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign.
Hold on. We Jews and we seek a sign, so that means we evil and adulterous. Huh?
An evil and adulterous generation seek after a sign.
Yes.
And there shall no sign be given.
There shall no sign be given.
To it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas.
But the sign of the prophet Jonas.
For as Jonas was 3 days and 3 nights in the whale's belly.
So as Jonas was 3 days and 3 nights in the whale's belly, so that what?
So shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights.
Where at?
In the heart of the earth.
Now, right here, Jesus is giving these men a parable, saying, listen, if you don't know what happened to Jonas, you ain't even going to understand. I'm finna go down to the heart of the earth for what? 3 days and 3 nights. But you got to look back to who? What you got to look back to? Jonas, right? In the scriptures. Brother Chris, you give me Jonas chapter 1 and 1. This is Jonas chapter 1 at verse 1. Listen to the Bible.
Now the word of the Lord came unto Jonah, the son of Amittai, saying, yes, Arise, go to Nineveh, that great city, and cry against it, for their wickedness has come up.
Let them get a minute. Let them get it.
Amen.
I want you all to be able to see what you believe in. See what you're serving. Can't find it, you can go to the front of the book. They got some numbers in the front. Help me find it. You know what I'm saying? You ain't saved, you got to go to the table of contents, amen. Gotta get it. This is Jonah chapter 1 and verse 1. Hey, Chris, hey. Some of y'all, listen, I done been some of y'all preaching the call stuff, you ain't get it, you say, I'm just stay right there and act like I'm reading. Yeah. God gonna get you. Go ahead, brother Chris.
Now the word of the Lord came unto Jonah, the son of Amittai, saying, Arise, go to Nineveh, that great city, and cry against it, for their wickedness has come up before me.
Yes.
But Jonah rose up to flee unto Tarshish from the presence of the Lord.